Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently, I think it's about 6:15 on this very fallish Saturday evening. Alex is upstairs with Boo Radley. This is a new hat that I'm trying to break in and wear. I'll explain the history of this hat here in just a second. So Alex is upstairs and he is taking a little bit of a nap with, well, he's getting ready to take a little bit of a nap with Boo Radley. And he's looking at TikToks and playing his game and stuff like that right now. I said to him, because we were thinking about maybe going to see The Nun 2 tonight, because we watched that movie last night. We watched another movie too, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. And so I'm like in my head thinking about all these different things I want to say on this vlog. Well, at the same time, I'm like, okay, I don't want this vlog to be super, super long because I'm like uploading a 56-minute video on my drama channel. I just filmed and uploading my very first video on my new channel, on my reality show channel. So that channel will be up today if you guys want to go check, or that video will be up today if you want to go check it out on it's my very first video on my new channel. I'm so excited about it. And you guys, yesterday, your support and your comments on the video were just so overwhelmingly sweet. My hair looks so horrible. I'm like, I need to start breaking this hat in, which is why I'm like, do you guys remember back in the day, I don't know if you remember this, but like, if you wore baseball or trucker hats, or your husbands or friends did, or kids or whatever, but they used to have these things that you could buy. They were like rubber bands to put around your hat, so if they would like, because I like it when it's like, I'm not a flat bill hat kind of person. I like it when it's a little bit curved like that. And I usually put these Gorn hats on the second one. So there's two of these things, but this was like, on the second one, it was like kind of still loose, and so I was like, I gotta put this on the first one. But anyway, it's just, these Gordon hats take me a while to kind of like get used to. I have to wear them like 2 or 3, 4 days in a row, and then they're like, they kind of fit perfectly in my head. But at first, in all honesty, I never really like how they fit my head, so it always takes me a while to like get them in. And I just bought another one at Nordstrom the other day with Caroline. But so anyway, Alex is upstairs, and he went to this aesthetics thing all day long. A friend of his has this like aesthetics spa that she runs, and so she invited Alex to go to this thing. It's like this conference, like this aesthetics conference with like doctors and all kinds of things that do like, you know, aesthetics, like the Botox and the fillers and all kinds of stuff all over your body, and the lotions and the creams and the treatments and all these kind of, there was like all these treatments that people, there's tons of people there apparently, he said. They had all these different treatments that you could do. He did like 2 treatments in his face. They were like cream treatments or something, and like anti-aging treatments. He just said to me, he goes, do I look so much younger? I go, well, there's no lights on in the bedroom, so I can hardly see you. But then he sent me pictures from it where they have this thing, it's like an ab roller kind of thing, where it just goes back, like you lay down, it goes back and forth over your stomach, and then it's supposed to equal something like 400 ab crunches or whatever, you know. And so he said he was like a little hurting because of that, but it's supposed to like work really well. So anyway, he had a great time at that thing. He said they had food, they had like chicken and all kinds of stuff, and so he says, you're not hungry? And he was like, no. And I said, okay, so you know, I might get some more pizza. He goes, more pizza? I go, like, I ate like half of my pizza last night. So I was so hungry for pizza. So he got Papa John's and I got Donato's, and so I ate I think I only ate like, maybe I had like 4 breadsticks and I have like 4 left, and then I have less than half my pizza. It was so good last night. And I got the plant-based sausage, even though the other day it didn't make me feel great, but like last night it was so delicious, and I'm like kind of obsessed with it now. And I got ranch, and I got garlic, and I got the spicy cheese. I think from Donato's I'm only gonna, like, I go through a phase where I like eat like only from one place, you know. Donato's is kind of like my current place, which is so funny because pizza is so unhealthy for you. And the first time I ate pizza, it made me sick, but last night it didn't make me feel sick at all. And I ate more last night than I did the night that we watched. Did we get pizza the night that, I think it was the night that we watched The Little Mermaid. So anyway, I just went upstairs and I was like, because I'm uploading videos and all this kind of stuff, and I slept in today because I stayed up like way too late last night watching Fear the Walking Dead. And I've got to get through season 7 so I can start on season 8. Now, because I started this reality TV show channel, I've got to watch all these reality shows and catch up and do all this kind of stuff, right? So, anyway, I was like, are you... Because I said, what do you want to do tonight? And he goes, we can just hang out here and relax, or if you want to go to a movie, we can. Because we had talked about seeing The Nun 2 in the theater, which is why we watched The Nun last night. Which, he swears that we went to the movie theater and saw it. I was like, you went to that movie with some other boyfriend, because I had never seen that movie, or husband. You went to that movie with some other husband, because I've never seen that movie before. He was like, you don't remember... I said no, and he goes, well, maybe I just watched it on my iPad or something. That's probably what he did. We were on our way to a trip, and he probably like downloaded it to watch. I've never seen that movie before. It was good. It was a good horror movie. There was like one jump scare where I actually like screamed out. I was like so scary. It was good. So I do want to see The Nun 2. I wouldn't say it was like the best. First of all, I don't love horror movies that take place like 100 years ago, or you know, I like horror movies that take place currently. This one takes place a long time ago in Romania at this convent, this church, and these nuns are... So anyway, this nun, like, hangs herself and takes her life. And so the Vatican sends a priest and another nun who hasn't taken her vows yet to go and investigate what's going on at this church, this convent. So that's what the whole thing is about. And then there's, like, this demonic entity at this church, or this, I think it's a church and a convent, or it's a church and a convent. I mean, I always thought a convent was like a school for nuns. Am I wrong about that? Maybe I am. I don't know. But anyway, so we were going to go see The Nun 2 tonight. And I said, I'll be honest with you. I said, I didn't plan to film so many videos today. I thought maybe I'd just do my vlog. I was actually talking to a friend of mine yesterday that's a YouTuber, and I said, you don't film ever on the weekends, do you? And they were like, no, like I just try to like keep this like, you know, Monday through Friday job, and I don't film on the weekends at all. And I was like, yeah, I just can't, like, I don't know. And like, you know, there was a while where I wasn't filming on weekends, where you guys would be like, take one day off on the weekend. And I just struggle so hard with that, because I just like, I feel like if I don't have anything else going on, I might as well film videos, because I love filming videos, right? And I love to interact with you guys and whatnot. I do think I might take all of tomorrow off from all of my channels, but then I'll wake up and we'll go to brunch somewhere, and because we might go see this movie tomorrow night, I don't know. But the reality is, I mean, if we go to brunch and then he says something to me like, hey, there's a 3:45 show in The Nun, I probably won't film on any channels. I'll just take tomorrow off. I haven't taken an entire day off of any videos. It's been a while. So I mean, I've consistently filmed like every day on several different channels for like 3 or 4 weeks now. So as hard as that will be for me to do, like that might be a good thing for me, just to have a day of total relaxation. And then Big Brother's on tomorrow night, and like I said, I want to watch some of the Fear the Walking Dead. So, but I told him tonight, I said, I know we were going to go to a movie, but we can like, I mean, it's not like we have anything to do Mondays through Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. You know, I don't know if Tanya and I are going to go to our meeting on Tuesday. I didn't even talk to, I don't think did I talk to Tanya yesterday? No, I can't even remember. But anyway, we don't usually talk about that till like the day before. So I said, but we can go, you know, one night this week or whatever. And I thought that the last time I went to the casino would be the last time that I went to the casino, because I thought that Valerie, because she went to go visit her boyfriend, who she's going to move in with here in October, and so I thought the last time that we went would be the last time. But she is home. She came home. I don't know. I think she's got some stuff to do around the house, like get her place ready before she moves and stuff like that. And so she may ask me to go to the casino. So we may go another time or two before she leaves, which will make me happy because I love hanging out with her. And we always have so much fun at the casino. So we may do that like tomorrow night or Monday night or tonight or something. I don't even know. But anyway, I said to him, I said, I'm not really like in the mood to go sit in a movie theater tonight. Plus we watched 2 very long movies last night. So I just need to kind of like relax and stuff. He's like, that's totally fine. And he was like, well, actually he was like, that's totally fine. While I was like looking at TikToks, I go, are you about to fall asleep? And he goes, it was so cozy, the bed, I had made the bed, you know, and everything, and Boo Radley was all cuddled up, and he's like, if you don't want to do anything, I may just go to sleep. And I said, do you want me to turn the fan on? He goes, if you turn the fan on, I definitely will go to sleep. So I go, do you want me to turn the fan on or not? And he goes, no. And I go, okay. So he probably will. We might watch one movie and then he'll go to bed, but he'll probably go to bed early tonight. Boo Radley, I don't know what is going on with this dog. I'm totally stressed out right now about it. Like, I even got online last night. I was like reading these articles. Like, I put in like what the symptoms of what I feel like he's going through, that like he's isolating. Like right now, and this is the thing. So I looked it up last night. I'm like praying on it. Like, I mean, I was like hardcore praying on it. I was like, God, please, please watch over Boo Radley and heal him and bring him back to the dog that he was. And then today, like, I woke up and Alex was gone at this thing, and he's like walking all over the bed, and I was like, come here, Boo Radley. Like, when Alex isn't there, like, he'll come over to me like that quick. And so he came right over to me and he sat on my chest and he was just kind of like looking in my face, and he was just like the Boo Radley that I've always known. He's a little slower today still. But, like, he walked around outside, he pooped, he was, like, talking to the neighbors, or not talking to the neighbors, but, you know, like, walking over to the neighbors and stuff. I mean, he was a slower version of the Boo Radley that I know. I think he hurt himself the other day, and I'm kind of thinking, like, he might, like, it might be, like, the pain from that, and that maybe in a day or two he'll be much better. But Alex and I both decided that we're going to call the vet on Monday and schedule an appointment anyway. He's got to go in for a checkup anyway, so we're just going to schedule the appointment and take him in whenever it's convenient, for like whenever they can have an appointment and Alex can take him in, because, you know, Alex has to work, so he's the one that has to take him. So we're going to figure that out. I don't feel like it's immediate. Like, I don't know that I feel like anything like horrific is going on with him, because it's like one day he'll be fine, the next day he won't. But like last night, like, Alex is now having to hand feed him, okay? Which we've gone through this before, because Boo Radley's a very finicky eater. So we've gone through this before with Boo Radley, where he doesn't want to eat and all this kind of stuff. But Alex is having to hand feed him. And he wouldn't eat his treats yesterday. That was like last night. Like, yesterday during the day he was fine, but then last night, like, it turned. And he was like, he didn't want to hang out with us while we were watching movies. He was down in his house the whole time, just isolating, sleeping. He didn't want to eat his food. Even when Alex was hand feeding it to him, he only ate like probably a couple tablespoons. We were throwing down treats. He wouldn't eat treats. He just was very weird last night. But then today he woke up and he's completely fine. So I don't know what it is. We kind of thought maybe it was like maybe the box of food, because we get these packets that we order, you know, online from the box of food. We thought maybe that it was like the food had expired, but Alex said it doesn't expire until April of 2024. He looked, and because I thought maybe there was something wrong with the food. And then, so today, even though we're not done with that box yet, like, I opened a new box, because we have a couple boxes in the closet, and he didn't eat. He ate a little bit of it. He started eating it. I think he hurt himself, like, around here, and so I think it's hard for him to eat. Although he's eating his treats. Like, I mean, I threw down a lot of treats today. I mean, I probably, in all honesty, like, I took a handful of treats from these blue ones that he likes, that are, like, beef flavored, and I probably put, like, 6 to 8 down of those, and then those Little Jacks, probably 6 to 8 down of those. So anywhere from, like, you know, 12 to 16 treats, and he ate them all. And, like, within 2 to 3 minutes. So I don't know. Maybe, I'm hoping he's getting better, but I was freaked out last night. And so I got online, which, you know, they always say don't ever get on, like, MedMD and all that, or WebMD and all that kind of stuff. Don't ever look up stuff, because everything will tell you that you're dying and you have horrible diseases and all that kind of stuff. So, of course, I get in there and I put in Boo Radley's symptoms, and I'm like, I mean, I was really freaked, because this has been like, okay, one day he's good, the next day he's not. And so I, like, put in there, and I put, like, won't eat, isolating, whatever. And, like, this article was, like, the 4th one down, and it came up, and it was, like, when to know that your dog is, like, in end stages before death. And I was, like, I literally, like, lost it. I was, like, I can't do that. I cannot go through this right now. Like, I can't. Not with, like, having lost Tucker and Boo, or Tucker and Pee-Pee. And not that I love them any less. I mean, I was so close with those dogs. But, like, when Boo goes, like, I really feel like it's an end of an era. I mean, we've talked about this in marriage counseling, because I'm already borrowing trouble from when that happens. And I know I should stay in the present and I should enjoy him while he's here. But I'm already stressing out about that, because Boo, Tucker, and Pee-Pee, The tripod fell down. What I was saying was that Boo and Tucker and Pee Pee were like, you know, this little crew that like hung out together and whatever. And then Pee Pee passed away, and then it was just Tucker and Boo. And I was so upset about that, and so was Alex, you know. And I was so worried that Boo Radley would be the last one, but he's been okay. And then Tucker passed away. And it's like, you know, we've had Pee Pee. Alex brought Pee Pee into this relationship. So we had Pee Pee for... He was 2 when we got together, so 12 years of our relationship or something like that. And Boo and Tucker, we got a year after we got together. And so, which it seems like we got him at like 2 or 3 years, but Boo just turned 14. And so, right after we had been together 15 years, which means we got them right after we had been together, right around the same time that we had been together a year. And so, I'm just like, those little dogs have been like such a huge part of our relationship, and they've been such a huge part of my life for so long, that when Boo is gone, I feel like, and I don't want him to be suffering and pain, like that's not it, right? Like, I think that sometimes when we grieve selfishly because we want people to be here for us or whatever. But, I realized earlier, too, that I was going to read a meditation on here yesterday. I never got around to it, but I feel like when Boo goes, it'll be literally the end of an era. Because that time that we had with the 3 of them, like, I still remember that with Boo being here. It still feels like we're in that era, even though Tucker and Pee Pee are gone, you know? Their toys are everywhere, you know, their little mats that people sent us that say Boo, Tucker, and Pee Pee, you know, their comfort blankets that I think it was Jenny that crocheted for us and sent to us after Pee Pee died. I mean, we have like literally, even though Boo doesn't play with toys, we have baskets of toys in the bedroom. We've got the costumes downstairs on top of their house, you know, all the blankets they use. And it's like, when he's gone, like, what do I do with all that stuff, you know, like... It's just been a constant the whole time that Alex and I have been together. And so I'm so stressed out right now because I feel like he's just not doing well. And I'm like, and it's like he was doing so good and then he turned 14, and it's so weird. It's like right after he turned 14, it's like he just all of a sudden started like getting real tired and being lethargic and isolating and not wanting to eat as much and stuff. I don't know. I'm just totally stressed about it. So anyway... So I told Alex, I said, can we just go see a movie another night? Like, I'm not really in the mood to, I just want to kind of like hang out here and be comfy at home with like you and Boo, and just like we can watch a movie if you want to. He's like, yeah, babe. He's like, I'm getting tired anyway. So he's like, we don't have to do anything. You can just watch your shows and I'll probably go to sleep or something. I was like, okay. So, this hat, I want to say really quickly, and I cannot remember the name of the person that sent it to me, but they reached out to Alex, and they asked Alex if I already had this hat, and I think they knew. Have I talked about this hat on here before? I may have. I did a video, actually, like an unboxing and a grocery haul on the Wednesday that Caroline and I went to the pool, the last day of summer. She went to the pool and ate her salad. And I did like an unboxing and a haul that day of stuff that I bought at the store. And she went to the pool and she ate her salad, and I unboxed this hat on there. It was like the only package I had from the... Oh, you know what? I was going to do yesterday or today, I was going to do all of my PO unboxing stuff. Maybe I'll just save that for Monday. I'll probably save that for Monday. But anyway, so I opened this hat, and in that video, which I ended up deleting by accident, because I'm so stupid and so like... I've done that so many times. You guys have no idea how many videos I've made for all of my channels, vlogs, whatever, and deleted them and just been like, I literally just filmed. Not so much my vlogs, it's usually the last video that I film, but I can't tell you how many times I've done it where I'm like, I just film over what I filmed, you know? On the card, like I'll delete it and then I'll record over it. people are like, well, there's ways to get, you have to have like programs and stuff. It's just, it's too much trouble to get it back. It's really, it's, people act like it's real easy to get like deleted. No, it's not. It's not. I've looked into it. Trust me, I've done it enough times. So anyway, it's my own damn fault, right? But in it, I like opened this hat and I started crying, and Alex didn't even know like when I talked to him about it, because she had reached out to Alex and asked him if I had this hat. So if you don't see this hat, it says Silver Fox on it, right? Which is what people jokingly used to call me. And so I got this hat because of that, because I loved that saying so much. But this quickly became one of my favorite hats. And if you know, back in the day, I wore this like, I think there was like a 3 or 4 month period where the, like, you know, the one now that has like the camouflage on it that I wear a lot, or like the icon hat. I wear like a hat like until I don't wear it anymore, you know, like I just like beat a dead horse with the hats, right? So this hat, the Silver Fox hat, I wore, I can already see it starting to fit better. I wore it like literally every day forever. Well, this was the hat that I was wearing when I was in the accident. And when I hit my head into the windshield, my head like went into the windshield and I didn't just like bounce back immediately, they thought. They told me later, like when I came out of being like unconscious or whatever, like they think that my head like stayed in it and like kind of like rocked back and forth and then like got loose like during the accident. Something like that, because what they found was that there was glass from the windshield, and the glass like went through the hat, through the material of the hat into my head. So they couldn't just pull the hat out, because, so they had to cut the hat around it. So when they gave me my stuff back, after, like when I was leaving the hospital, this hat was in there and it was like all cut up and bloody and things like that. I was just telling Alex earlier, it's like every time I go like this, like so they stapled my head back together. So my scalp was like literally open. So they stapled my scalp back together, and I can feel it right here, the scar. It's literally like, it's an indentation like this, and it goes from here, starts here, and it goes all the way back to here. So from here to here, my head was split open. And don't remember any of that. I mean, I didn't know anything until 5 days. I just like woke up and was like, what happened? And Alex was like, you were in an accident. Do you not remember? And I was like, I don't remember anything, you know? So this was the hat that I was wearing. Well, since the accident, I've gotten online several times on Warren Brothers, and I've looked at this hat, and I thought, maybe I should buy this hat. But at the same time, I was kind of like, I don't know, like, if it'll bring up, like, sad memories for me, or for, you know, like, I'm already, like, in my head every single day thinking about it. To this day, I am. And so I'm like, I don't know, whatever. So she had reached out to Alex and asked him if I had this hat. Now, Alex did not know that this was the hat that I was wearing in the accident. He didn't remember. So he was like, I don't think he has that hat, because he went through my hats on the table and he, like, looked, he said, and, like, looked through my hats, and I didn't have this hat. So he was like, no, I don't think he has it. And so she got me this hat from Warren Brothers, and she sent it to me. And if you're watching this and you're the one that sent it to me, please put your name, or put a comment in the comment section below and just say, hey, I'm the one that sent you the hat, so I can thank you appropriately. Because I thanked you in the video, and then I deleted the video, and, like, not knowing that I had deleted the video, not even thinking about it, and so, like, the note and everything like that is gone, right? Okay. So anyway, I bawled my eyes out when I opened this on camera before, because it didn't do what I thought it would do. I thought, like, seeing this hat again, and I know it's, like, just a hat, but it was a big part of my life back then, and then it was the hat that I saw when I got out of the hospital that was, like, just such a physical reminder. I mean, I threw it out. It just was such a physical reminder of what had happened. And the opposite happened when I got this hat in the mail. I don't know, it meant something to me on such a deep level, you know? And I really, really appreciate it. So that's why I'm wearing this hat today. So thank you so much. Last night Well, last night after Alex and I watched movies, I watched the End of the Swoop documentary with Josh David Evans. I don't know that I'm going to do a follow-up video to that. People are like, no, you should. There's not, first of all, it's not drama. Second of all, it's very serious. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I know that they're not together anymore. I don't love doing commentary about, like, I don't love to cover family channels, even though I think that family vloggers are sometimes problematic. I mean, there's some out there that do it appropriately and they don't show their kids a lot. Maybe just here and there. But there's a lot of family vloggers that I think are completely inappropriate with how they show things and what they show and the amount that they show. I don't love to talk about in videos, and I'm sure if you fact check, you'll find where I have at some point or another. But I don't love to talk or speculate about people's kids or marriages in videos. You know, unless they've come out and they've publicly, like, it's public information, they've talked about it, which in Josh David Evans' situation it is. But the whole interview is kind of like broken down into like 3 parts. It's kind of like his relationship and marriage with Colleen Ballinger and how horrific that was for him. And then it's also about like his participation in the things that Colleen Ballinger is being accused of. And then it's the whole Johnny Silvestri allegations. And I will say this. I mean, I had a lot of like conflicting thoughts when I got done watching it. And in all honesty, I did. That Swoop, she is not afraid to ask the tough questions. I mean, at all. Like, she asked some questions, and I was like, I don't know that I could sit there and look at him and ask some of these questions, but she asked important questions. She is a really, 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 really good interviewer, investigator, YouTuber, whatever she is, documentarian. She's fantastic. I mean, the videos that I've watched of hers, I'm so impressed. So, yeah, so I watched that last night, and then we didn't get done watching movies until like almost 2 o'clock in the morning, so I finished that at like 3:34, and then I watched an episode and a half of Fear the Walking Dead, and then I went to bed, and last night, I keep on saying I'm not going to take the trazodone anymore. I only have like 5 of them left, but last night, I took a trazodone and a half, and because like one trazodone doesn't work, but I think it's almost kind of like what the things I've read online, the less you take of trazodone, the more it's supposed to work. But I've tried that and that doesn't do anything. So I took a trazodone and a half last night because it said on there, like on the bottle, it said something about you can take, where did I see this? I can't remember. Like I'm not on a high dose of it at all. Like I'm on a real low dose, and it said you could take up to this amount. So I thought, well, maybe if I take a little bit more of this, maybe it'll work. Maybe I'm on too low of a dose. And I still struggle going to bed. There's something about the trazodone that really makes my legs like I don't know. I could tell because I took it, and then like 20 minutes later, my legs started like really cramping and stuff. So I don't know if that's common with the trazodone. I'm not real thrown out with the trazodone. Like I said on Monday, I'm calling my doctor, and we're going to get all that settled and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to talk to him about the sleep situation and what to do about that. I mean, the trazodone is so hit or miss for me, but I will say this. So I took trazodone and a half last night, and I drank my sleepy time tea. I still struggled falling asleep, but the one thing is that when I fell asleep, I slept deep. Like, I was, like, out. So that was good. And then I got up today, and Alex was still gone, and so I was like, well, I texted him, I was like, how's it going? He texted me back, and he was sending me pictures before and after, and the stomach thing, that he had it on his stomach and everything like that. They were like, he has to lay down this thing, and he was having a really good time. And so I said, okay, so I'm gonna film some videos. And so then he texted me back like an hour later and was like, I'm on my way home. And I at that point filmed like 2 videos I think, and then he came home, I filmed Peterisms in a review video, and now I'm filming this vlog. So anyway, I think we're just going to relax tonight. Last night we watched The Nun, but then the second movie we watched we kind of looked through a lot of different movies. I couldn't remember the other night. He had asked me if I wanted to see this movie, and I was like, I've been wanting to see that movie since it came out, and I keep on forgetting to watch it. And one of the reasons why I didn't initially watch it when it came out, where you could rent it online, was because it wasn't nominated for an Oscar, okay? Now, if you remember, I watched every movie that was nominated for major categories of an Oscar, like Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress. Hey, how are you doing? Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress. I watched all of them, right? And I remember wanting to see this movie at the time, but I was like trying to powerhouse it through those movies before the Oscars, right? And so I didn't watch this movie. And then I can remember like 2 weeks after that, Tanya told me that she had rented it and watched it, and she was like, you need to see this movie. Like, she said, it's unbelievable. It's so well done. The message is so important. And then she was like, and the fact that it didn't get nominated for an Oscar, she's like, I'm very confused. She's like, I'm very confused as to why this movie wasn't nominated for an Oscar. And the movie is Till, about Emmett Till. There's been like some younger people, like this woman looks like she's about 30. There's been like younger people walking through this neighborhood lately that I have never seen before. The movie was so, well, first of all, I mean, I already knew the story. The one thing I didn't know was how the story of Emmett Till, like, was interwoven with the stories of other, like, major civil rights activists that ended up, like, dying or being murdered and things like that. I think the thing that, so anyway, so for those of you that don't know, I don't know how you don't know, but Emmett Till was, this is like when people are like, well, why do we need to have like Black History Month and why is that important? I mean, I'm just like, we are, we're not even 100 years out from these things happening. I mean, some of these things, like, this is where I'm so thankful that I had the mother that I had that raised me with the history of knowing the people that came before us and what happened. This was 1955, my mom would have been in 8th grade at that time. I think that the reason my mother was who she was because of how she was raised by my grandmother. And my mother raised me in a very similar way as did my dad. The movie was just so tragically sad. So, Emmett Till was a 14-year-old that lived with his mother. His father had died in the service. And, a black 14-year-old, and he lived in Chicago, and he went to go visit his cousins in Mississippi in 1955 in the summer. And while he was down there, he whistled at a white woman and said that she looked like a movie star. He pulled out a picture in his wallet and said that she looked like a movie star. And then, like, her husband or the people that, like, she was, I don't know, I don't know that connection. But anyway, they came and, like, beat him, shot him in the head to the point where he was unrecognizable. It's unbelievable. You can look the real pictures up online. It's unbelievable, right? And what was unbelievable, too, about the casting was, the woman that played his mother, first of all, she was phenomenal. She should have won Best Actress, okay, for this. And the fact that the Oscars, she won awards at, like, the Sundance Awards and all these other awards, and, like, the movie won all these awards, and it didn't get nominated for not one award for anything at the Academy Awards. I'm like, this is unbelievable to me, right? And the Academy Awards have been accused of being internally racist in the past, but I after watching this movie, I was like, this isn't, like, this movie was so important, but not only that, it was, like, a really important movie that was done very well. Like, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just was an unbelievably well-done movie. And I'm like, it's almost kind of like they're trying to silence the message, because if this movie had been nominated, more people would have gone out and watched it. More people would have known about it. It would have brought more attention to the movie. And it's almost kind of like, why are you not wanting there to be attention to this movie? I was confused by that. It was so unbelievably well done. And It was mostly about Emmett Till's mother, Mamie, and how she worked with the NAACP, and she was an advocate for civil rights her entire life, and things like that. You know, I think that movies like this are important, especially, well, historically, to tell these stories. I think they're important. But I think for those of us, and I know that people get so uncomfortable with this word, but it's just the truth. I think for those of us that are privileged white people that will never live or know that experience, I think those movies are important for us to make us uncomfortable and maybe in some small way help us to understand what that experience is like. My husband, not as a black man, but as a Latino immigrant in our country, and he does not get very emotional in movies. He bawled his eyes out through that entire movie. And at the end we were talking about it, and he was like, it brought up a lot for me. You know, he's like, people think that it's 2023 and this stuff is over, and it's not. It's just not at all, you know? The most interesting fact that they displayed, and this was at the very end of the movie, was that the anti-lynching law, and when you talk about lynching in this country, okay, and people want to get on and say, oh, why are they complaining about this, and why are they complaining about that, and blah, 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 and it's been so long. It's been less than 100 years. Seriously? I'm just gonna put this out there. When do you think that the anti-lynching law in the United States, the anti-lynching law, when we think about lynchings, right, we think about like the 50s, okay, and like the movie Mississippi Burning and things like that. The 50s. When do you think the anti-lynching law was passed in the United States? I was blown away by this. 2022. Just last year. I mean, I just was like, the justice system and all of it, the whole movie was so sad, but so powerful and so well done. It's a movie everybody needs to see. Literally everybody. I was blown away and just crying left and right. And it's just, I don't know how you can't. There's a part in it where she has an open casket because she wants everybody to see what they did to him. And it's such a powerful moment. And like Jet Magazine had it on the cover, like her and her fiance standing there, who then they later got married, but standing there in like the morgue or the mortuary or wherever it was before they were like gonna prepare his body, and he's sitting like laying there with like a sheet over him. When I went and looked at the real pictures, the movie, it was horrific enough to believe, and, well, not to believe it, because, I mean, it's obviously true, but to see it and be like, God, I can't believe this really happened to somebody. Like, this is unbelievable to me. And it's still happening. And it's still happening today in our country and in our world, right? If you have seen the movie and you didn't look up the real pictures online, you need to. Because the real pictures are so much worse than what they show in the movie, and I thought that was bad. I just was like, I can't believe it. So anyway, we watched that movie. After that, Alex was just like emotionally just worn out, so he was like, okay, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna go to bed. And I was gonna lay down for a little bit, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna stay up. And so I watched a Swoop documentary, talked on the phone for a little bit, watched a Swoop documentary, finished it, and then I watched Fear the Walking Dead, and then I went to bed. So that was my night last night. So if we watch a movie tonight here, I don't know what we'll watch. Maybe Insidious. I looked at it, but it doesn't, the new Insidious doesn't look that great. So I don't know what we'll watch. I don't know. But I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to go and get my videos uploaded and posted. So it doesn't get too late. I'm going to start rendering this and get this posted. So I'm going to get off here and see if Alex is asleep yet or what he's doing. And I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I keep on hiccuping. And if nobody else has told you this today, I'm hiccuping. It's not a belch. It doesn't feel like it's like between a belch and a hiccup. Do you know what that is? So gross. Too much information, right? Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday and a fantastic weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And one of the reasons why I've been kind of speeding through the outro here is because I say it every single day, and I know that some people love to say it. And I'm not going to quit saying it. I'll go back to saying it. But I also like when you say something every single day over and over and over again, I think it loses its sincerity after a while. So I need to take a break from it in a while and do that. So I'm just going to say from my heart what I want to say. For all of you out there that followed my new channel, thank you. It means the world to me. Do something to take care of yourself this weekend. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself. Spend time with those that you love. Appreciate it. Appreciate the time while we have it. That's something I got to remember, right? Especially with Boo Radley. Treat people a little bit better each and every day. Love people a little bit more each and every day. Love yourselves a little bit more each and every day. And I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.